What if I told you the 2026 Hyundai Tucson might be the most quietly smart SUV on the road right now, not because it's flashy, but because it fixes the exact things real drivers complain about every day? We're talking about comfort upgrades you feel on long commutes, tech that actually works without frustration, and efficiency that could save you serious money over a few years of ownership. On paper, it looks familiar, but behind the wheel, this Tucson may surprise a lot of people shopping Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. So is this finally the compact SUV that gets real life right? Let's find out. The Hyundai Tucson has quietly become one of the most important compact SUVs in America. Over the years, it's gone from being a budget-friendly alternative to a serious contender against bestsellers like the Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, and Mazda CX-5. And now, for 2026, Hyundai isn't trying to reinvent the wheel, they're refining it in ways that matter to everyday drivers. This new Tucson is aimed squarely at families, commuters, and first-time SUV buyers who want modern tech, strong safety, and good fuel efficiency without paying luxury brand prices. It's designed for real life: school drop-offs, long highway drives, grocery runs, and the occasional road trip. At first glance, it still looks familiar, but spend a little time with it, and you'll notice Hyundai has focused heavily on comfort, usability, and small details that can make or break daily ownership. What makes this launch especially interesting is timing. The compact SUV segment is more competitive than ever, with buyers demanding better interiors, smarter infotainment, and lower running costs. Hyundai knows this, and the 2026 Tucson arrives with updates meant to keep it relevant in a crowded market, without pushing the price into premium territory. In this video, we'll break down what's actually new, what Hyundai improved, and what still holds it back. From design and interior quality to technology and real-world practicality, we'll see whether this Tucson is just playing catch-up or quietly pulling ahead. And by the end, you'll know exactly who this SUV is for and who should probably keep shopping. Now let's get into the part that actually makes or breaks a compact SUV, how the 2026 Hyundai Tucson feels and functions in the real world. Starting with the design, the Tucson still looks bold and modern, but it's been subtly cleaned up. The sharp body lines feel more intentional now, not just aggressive for the sake of it. That wide grille and slim lighting signature give it a confident stance, especially in darker colors, and on the road it looks more expensive than you'd expect from its price range. It's not trying to be sporty like a Mazda CX-5 or boxy like a RAV4. It's going for a sleek, tech-forward look that stands out in parking lots full of lookalike SUVs. Step inside and this is where Hyundai really turns up the heat. The interior feels calmer, cleaner, and more premium than before. Soft touch materials are used where your hands actually rest, the dashboard layout is more driver-focused, and the screens feel integrated instead of just slapped on. The digital display is crisp and easy to read, and the infotainment system responds quickly, no lag, no confusing menus. This is the kind of cabin that feels relaxing on a long commute and intuitive when you're just trying to change music or navigate traffic. Space is another quiet win here. Front passengers get plenty of head and legroom, while the rear seats comfortably fit adults, not just kids. The cargo area is wide and practical, making grocery runs, strollers, or weekend luggage easy to deal with. Nothing flashy, just smart packaging that works in everyday life. On the road, the Tucson focuses more on comfort and smoothness than outright sportiness. Acceleration is confident for daily driving, merging onto highways feels stress-free, and the ride quality does a great job soaking up rough pavement. Steering is light and predictable, which makes city driving and parking less tiring. It's not going to excite thrill seekers, but that's not who this SUV is built for, and honestly, most buyers will appreciate that. Fuel efficiency remains a strong point, especially for drivers watching long-term ownership costs. Whether you're commuting daily or clocking highway miles, the Tucson aims to balance power and efficiency without forcing you into a hybrid, though that option is still there for those who want it. Safety and driver assist tech are where Hyundai continues to punch above its weight. Features like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, and forward collision warning work smoothly in the background, adding confidence without being annoying or overly aggressive. But here's where things get interesting, and where some buyers may pause. While the Tucson does a lot right, there are a few areas that could be deal breakers depending on your priorities. Some rivals still offer a more engaging drive, and pricing across trims might surprise you once options add up. And that leads us perfectly into the next part, because once we break down the biggest highlights and the most honest drawbacks, the real picture of the 2026 Tucson starts to come into focus, and the final verdict may not be as obvious as you think. This is the moment where expectations meet reality, and honestly, this is where the 2026 Hyundai Tucson either wins you over or completely loses you. Out on the road, everything we talked about earlier comes together. In everyday driving, stop-and-go traffic, uneven city streets, quick highway merges, the Tucson feels effortlessly composed. There's no drama, no harshness, no constant correcting the steering wheel. You hit the accelerator and it moves when you need it to. You hit rough pavement and the cabin stays calm. For most drivers, this is exactly what good performance actually feels like, even if it doesn't sound exciting on paper. But here's the surprise. Push it a little harder and instead of falling apart like some comfort-focused SUVs, the Tucson holds its ground. The suspension stays controlled, body roll is kept in check, and the steering, while not sporty, remains predictable and confidence-inspiring. It won't make you grin like a performance SUV, but it also won't make you nervous. And that balance is harder to pull off than it looks. Now let's talk real-world value. After spending time with it, the biggest revelation isn't one single feature, it's how complete the Tucson feels. There's no obvious weak link screaming cost-cutting. The tech works smoothly, the safety systems feel refined, the cabin stays quiet at highway speeds. This is one of those vehicles where halfway through a drive you stop thinking about the car and just enjoy the ride, and that's a huge compliment. But the turning point comes when you compare it mentally to the segment leaders. Does it beat every rival in every category? No, some competitors still offer sharper handling or slightly better fuel numbers, but the Tucson's strength is consistency. It doesn't just win one battle, it performs well across the board. And that brings us to the real question. Does being this well-rounded make the 2026 Hyundai Tucson the smartest compact SUV choice right now, or does playing it safe hold it back? So here's the bottom line on the 2026 Hyundai Tucson. This isn't the flashiest compact SUV, and it's not trying to be. Instead, it delivers something many competitors still struggle with: balance. It blends comfort, technology, safety, and everyday usability into a package that feels genuinely thought out for real American drivers. The biggest strengths are easy to appreciate. The interior feels modern and welcoming, the tech is smooth and intuitive, and the ride quality makes long drives less tiring. Safety features come standard across trims, and the overall driving experience is calm and confident. On the flip side, if you're looking for sharp handling or a sporty personality, the Tucson may feel a little too relaxed. And once you start climbing trim levels, pricing can creep closer to rivals that offer slightly stronger performance. That's why the Tucson makes the most sense for families, commuters, and value-focused buyers who want a dependable daily driver that doesn't feel cheap or outdated. It's ideal for people who prioritize comfort, space, and peace of mind over speed or aggressive styling. If you're cross-shopping a RAV4 or CR-V and want something that feels more refined inside, this Hyundai deserves serious attention. In the bigger picture, the 2026 Tucson shows where the compact SUV market is heading, less about raw numbers, and more about how a vehicle fits into everyday life. Hyundai isn't chasing headlines here, it's chasing long-term ownership satisfaction, and that approach could influence how other brands rethink value, interior quality, and standard features moving forward. Now the real question is this: is the 2026 Hyundai Tucson the smartest all-around compact SUV you can buy right now, or would you still choose one of its rivals? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if this review helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world car reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.